Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
MVP! 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 Just give him the heart already! This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios here in beautiful New Jersey, and Scotty's most expensive real estate property in Beverly Hills, California. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metals, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils come back again for the 16th time of the season to beat the Dallas Stars 3-2 in overtime with 3 unanswered goals. Scotty, I'm fired up. You're fired up. Everybody's fired up.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't sure if you were done there. Okay. All right. You just.
I ran out of breath. I ran out of breath.
There.
Yeah, I ran out of breath.
Us on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Okay. All right. That's a tease for maybe something to come a little bit later. Yes. Welcome, everybody, on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. It is Devils After Dark, exclusively here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network, along with the King of the Football Calls. I am Scotty, and woo! Happy Friday night! Let the bubbly fly like Chris Jericho. Big win over the Western Conference leading Dallas Stars. And what a game it was. Number 49 on the season. The Road Warriors are back. Oh, what a rush. Legion of Doom style. We still have to get the Legion of Doom Road Warriors spike shoulder pads for Sam Wu sometime before this season is over. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do it. Vitek Vanacek is back in. Kevin Ball back in. You know me, my boy Nikita Hoytuk was out. I didn't like that too much, but Ball had a pretty good game. So got to give it to him there. And this is the second time in a row we're facing a former coach. Had the old John No Eyebrows Hines in the last game, and now we got Pete photobombed by the porn star in the Stanley Cup playoffs, DeBoer, you know? So there you go. I think that's what Pete is most remembered for, is having whoever that blonde porn chick was behind them in the revealing Kings attire when they were in Los Angeles. But either way, big. And by the way, yeah, I don't remember who it was, but either way, it was just poor Pete. If you Google images, I'm sure that one will pop up in the old Google search over there. Stars were in their what I like to call the firemen uniforms today. I don't know how else to describe those neon green and dark. They kind of look like fireman jackets and stuff. That's what I feel like when they're out there. I've kind of grown sort of used to them, I think. I thought they looked stupid at first, but I don't think they're that horrible. Everyone in Dallas seems to like them. I didn't like the new Dallas logo at first, and now I love it. I love all of the Dallas uniform, versions that they have. And I think they do a good job down there with all that stuff. So like that green, man, reminds me of the old the whale green and everything like that.
And Andy.
That they would have in there. What's that?
And Andy. Andy Green.
And Andy, there you go. And
yeah.
Andy Green as well. So Devils on the back-to-back over here. And by the way, Devils are 4-2 going into this game. 5-2 coming out on the second half of the back-to-back games. First 10 minutes of it, I got to say, Devils played very tight defensively. So did the Dallas Stars. Much unlike the previous game against Nashville, where the Devils were just giving up, shorthanded breaks and defensive, breakdowns left and right over there. First 10 minutes of the game was pretty good, and then the Devs actually got a nice little scramble by, I think it was Fabian Zetterlund, who popped the puck over the net, from behind the goal. And it caused a little scramble out there in front. Devils didn't end up scoring, but that seemed to open up the game a little bit more. The Stars got on the board first at 10:50 of the first period. Delandra actually got some puck luck here, just kind of throwing the rubber at the net over there. He was down at one of those horrible angles in the corner. It deflects off of Eric Halla, who lost an edge over by Vitek Vanacek. He ends up sliding and kicking it in, and then I will say one thing I do like when the Dallas Stars score is Pantera comes on, because Pantera wrote the goal song for the Dallas Stars. So it's nice hearing that Dimebag Darrell guitar tone come on, but unfortunately, it was because the Dallas Stars scored. And don't worry, that's not the only Pantera reference we're going to get to today. And then, in the second half of this period, of the first period, it got real sloppy again. Like we said, the first 10 minutes was real tight defensively. Then they had that little pop over the net. And then, boom, right after that, the Stars get this kind of lucky goal. And then Miles Wood takes a bad tripping penalty. Mercer made a really nice block on the PK, but then Halla takes a penalty. All right, Vanacek ends up making save after save after save. It looked like he might have actually injured his blocker hand in the first period, going down for a shot, and he actually shook the blocker off his hand and started checking out his thumb and index finger. I'm not really sure. He obviously stayed in the game and played strong throughout, but had a little heart attack moment there. Like Bill Swarsky superfans just having a heart attack over here. I ordered the Polish sausage. Devils. But Graves took a tripping penalty after that. We had a 5-on-3 for a minute 6 that we had to kill. That's where the Stars scored their second goal. Hintz got his 20th of the year on the power play. It was 5 seconds into the 5-on-3. He scored. All three Devils kind of collapsed into the face-off circle, as I believe it was Nico in there taking the draw, and the puck really didn't get anywhere. It was kind of stuck there. And Siegenthaler, and I can't remember who the other defenseman was that was out there. It might have been Severson. They all just kind of collapsed into the circle, which left Hintz wide open on the other side. I mean, it's a 5-on-3 anyway, and I get it. They were just trying to get the puck out of the zone and everything like that, but you may have wanted to maybe fall back a little bit instead of all three Devils collapsing into that face-off circle. So Hintz gets his 20th at 16:44 of the first power play goal. Big slapper over there. Really no chance for Vanacek on that one. And you're like, don't like the way this is looking. First 10 minutes was good. Second 10 minutes, was sloppy like it was there in the first of the Predators game. So we move into the second, and Jack Hughes says, hang on, hold my beer. I'm going to go and make this a better situation right now, because I don't know if you heard, I'm an all-star, and I can basically do anything out there on the ice at this moment. Jack gets his 32nd of the year, and wouldn't you know, it's another home run pass from Dougie Home Run Hamilton over here. Sends the puck, basically almost the exact same one that he sent to Jesper in the Predators game. This time he goes to Jack, and Jack kind of takes it in stride, but kind of on like a half spin. Like it's the way Jack, received that pass was not easy. He made it look easy, but it wasn't. And he used the speed to just split the defenseman and to beat the defenseman. He didn't split him on this side. He just beat the defenseman around. That's right. And he slid it home 5-hole for the Devils. First goal of the game. Jack Hughes at 105 of the second. Not wasting any time. We know the Devils period. Number two has been their period all year long. And Jack Hughes gets his 32nd. 32nd. Man. Sounds nice having a guy on your team that can score that much. Dougie Hamilton gets his 33rd assist of the year. And I got to call myself out because before the season even started, we had, oh man, why is name escaping me right now? Anyway, we were doing some predictions for the year, and I was asked if I thought Dougie Hamilton would be above or low, over under on 55 points for Dougie. And I said under. Holy Hanneman, am I wrong on that? Because Dougie's now leading the team in assists. Because he's not done yet. He is not done yet. Jack Hughes at 105 of the second, his 32nd. And then, only about 3 minutes later, at 3:55, a man who I was literally thinking after he took that horrible tripping penalty in the first period, how is this guy still in the lineup? I was sitting there thinking, like, I'd rather maybe Alexander Holtz and that massive shot. I'm like, would I prefer Jesper Boquist as well at this point? Because Miles Wood feels like he hasn't scored a goal in about 3 years. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but it feels like he hasn't scored in about 3 years.
3 years. Yep, I can confirm.
It's been 3 years. Is that accurate, Sam Wu?
It just feels like it. Yeah, I can confirm.
Sam Wu can confirm over there. And I think you could see it out there. Miles Wood, he doesn't even look like Miles Wood out there on the ice. He's playing with no confidence. Holding the stick too tight. Just not getting the job done in a lot of situations. And, well, the old BMW line reunited back down there in the fourth line position where they belong. And they used their old flying V like they did in the Predators game where they went tic-tac-toe on the pass and Bastian put it off the post. Well, this time they go tic-tac, Bastian to Wood. He gets Ottinger, the Stars goalie, going towards the right. He uses the Dallas defenseman as a screen, and Miles Wood puts the puck into the net, going back the opposite way to the left. What a smart, heady shot, because Michael McLeod was charging up the wing. So you thought they were going to go pass right across again, but no, Miles Wood took the shot from that high center slot position, goes back the opposite way for his 8th of the year at 3:55 of the second. Bastian is 6th assist. Damon Severson gets the other assist, his 11th. And boy, could you see a load just come off of Miles Wood's shoulders. I mean, the rest of the game, he started to look like the old Miles Wood. The guy who is actually throwing some beef in front of the net. The guy who's actually throwing some hits. Who's getting some shots on goal. Who's making some plays. Let's hope that this is going to be a trend in the right direction for Miles Wood. Okay? Now it's tied up 2-2. Rest of the second period, Vitek Vanacek time. Okay? Dougie ended up taking a good penalty. The puck was trickling right through the crease, and Dougie did the old defensive holding call there into the tackle mode, so the puck didn't get into the net, and that was a penalty that you had to take. Devils go back on the PK, but not so fast. Not so fast. Because who was it? It was Pavelski then took a penalty right after that, put the Devils and the Stars into a 4-on-4 situation. They eventually got a short power play out of that. Nico and Tatar both had good opportunities, but nothing going home. And then Vitek Vanacek, man, he made an incredible save off of Pavelski, who was coming out of the box and sprung for a breakaway. And I wrote it down here in my notes, and then I feel good about it because about 2 minutes later, our goalie extraordinaire here at the Let's Go Devils podcast, Shorts Guy, said the exact same thing that I wrote down in my notes. I have Vitek makes a huge Hasek-esque sliding save on Pavelski. And Shorts Guy texted, Vitek loves Dominic Hasek videos from back in the day. Watching Dominic Hasek videos from back in the day. And on Game Day Live, where Shorts Guy was filling in, he also talked about Vitek having those Hasek-esque type tendencies with these wild, sprawling saves over here. And Sam Wu, that one on Pavelski, when you go back, I didn't even realize at first that he dove back across and got it with like the inside part of his blocker and like paddle of the stick. And then it popped up and hit him in the mask as well.
He planned that. That was all planned.
But I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, he's sliding and flopping around here like he's Dominic Hasek, but he's making the saves.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not getting beat. He's doing exactly what he should be doing.
He's athletic
to make these saves.
Athletic.
Very athletic. After that, he followed it up with another where he had to stretch his leg all the way to the side. One that we saw Mackenzie Blackwood get beat on against the Predators that I'm not faulting Mackenzie on, but it was the same type of goal because it was off of a straight-up defensive breakdown in that Preds game, and he had no chance in hell. But this one, Vitek is able to get across, stretch his leg out to the post. He ends up in an upside-down snow angel on the ice, covering up the puck. He puts another one. Oh, this is another one, too. The Stars shoot a slapper in, and it deflects a weird bounce off the backboards and just pops out like right into the crease. Again, Vitek Vanacek coming up with the big save. I think the Devils got another power play after that. Jack Hughes had a great feed, did a little delay, and then a little move, a little bust a move, kind of got himself into the center slot position, and then puts a backhand pass to Dawson Mercer, who he was on his opposite side, so he was only able to shoot it. Oh, man. If it was the other way, he would have been able to just one time at home, but he had to put a backhander on there. And listen, Ottinger played very well. Very, very well. And he stopped that one over there. Third period, we're still tied up 2-2. Vanacek, another big glove save. I can't remember who it was, but they kind of just walked right out in front from behind the net. And Vanacek, he just had that big mid up there and pop, right on in there. He kind of let a little rebound go there, but we stopped everything, and it was okay. It was okay. All right, Dougie had a bad giveaway behind the net, and then right after that, he got two really good opportunities in the offensive zone on the next shift. He took a shot, and then eventually he got his own rebound on a loose puck and just spun and shot. I thought that second wrister was going home, but Ottinger again standing up huge. Palat made a huge block after a Siegenthaler clear attempt didn't make it. Devils seal the deal with 1 point, ending the third period in a tie with the best team in the Western Conference going into overtime. And it didn't take long. Only about 20 seconds for Jack Hughes to come through once again. And whoa, baby. Even when he kind of misses and gets the shot deflected, so it's a changeup, he still scores. He still scores. I don't know how he does it, but I love that he's on the New Jersey Hockey Devils. Homegrown, baby. Number 1 overall pick. Jack Hughes, 20 seconds in. gets the pass from Jesper Bratt and Dougie Hamilton. They did a nice little play. Eric Halla came out for the face-off. And then, okay, Sam. Oh, Sam was, all right, I see. I'm sorry. I must have missed some text messages over here. Actually, for this particular goal, we're going to go to a studio update right now from the Primetime Radio Studios for Devils After Dark right now. Let's check in with the king of the football calls himself, Sam Woo.
This is the Devils After Dark game update. American Airlines Center in Dallas. Devils, Stars, the rematch of the 2000 Stanley Cup Finals between Jack Hughes and Jason Robertson. In overtime, sudden death. Devils backed up on their own 1-yard line. Hamilton sets back to pass. He skates. He throws a Hail Mary to Jesper Bratt. Bratt's got the puck. Laterals to Jack Hughes. Passed on to Jack. Devils score. Devils score. Touchdown Hughes. The 33rd goal of the season. Jack Hughes. He is an all-star. And he is going down to Florida. Are you ready, New Jersey? Woo!
Wow. Now, we have not had a football call since old John Marino. John, don't call me Dan. Laces out, icy toner gloves. Marino went on the shelf. Man, what a football call from the king of the football calls, Sam Woo over there. That's right. Dougie with another, and I think they just took, because my app just updated, they took the assist away from Dougie. So I guess one of the Stars must have touched the puck in between this play over here. So Dougie does have the home run Hail Mary pass. It goes to Jesper Bratt, who very wisely,
it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It was just tipped at the line of scrimmage.
I guess so. It must have been tipped at the line of scrimmage.
It was a live ball.
Jesper Bratt along the boards makes this little spin move over there, and he's able to pass it back to Jack Hughes. And then the smart thing, Jesper Bratt was able to get out of the zone because the puck went out of the zone. 3-on-3, that happens a lot in OT, but he was smart enough to get back out of the zone before Jack Hughes moving forward would get in, or else, offsides. So really, really heady play there by Jesper Bratt. And then Jack Hughes, I mean, come on, this dude, he winds up for it. It ends up getting deflected, and like you got the knuckle change up going there, that just, you see Ottinger like, oh, you got to be kidding me. It's just when you go up there and it's like a position player throwing like 50-mile-an-hour, softballs to major leaguers when it's one of those blowout games. I mean, it just completely fooled him, and Jack gets his 33rd of the year from Bratt, his 31st assist of the year, 20 seconds into the OT. That's right. OT winner, chicken parm dinner for Mr. Jack Hughes. And what a game. Wood scores, breaking his drought. Jack Hughes gets his 33rd. Why is that important? Because I'm a nerd, metalhead, and whose two sons of Texas, their favorite numbers were 3 and 3. You know who they were? Dimebag Darrell Abbott and Vincent Paul Abbott of Pantera. And Jack Hughes went in there and put up his 33rd goal. 3-3 in Dallas, Texas. I love it. And by the way, Vitek Vanacek, what's that, 9 wins in a row now from his game started? I think 9 in a row, something like that. 8 in a row, 9 in a row?
I think 9. 9.
I think it's 9.
9.
I think it's 9. Oh, what a difference a season can make. when you have goaltending. Da-da-da-da-da.
And Tom Fitzgerald just stealing players from the Capitals.
What a game. First star of the night. No surprise. The man in net. When you put a V and V together, what do you get, Sam Wu? You get
W.
a W.
Yeah.
You get a W. And that's what Vitek Vanacek does. He puts up W's for your New Jersey Hockey Devils. Heiskanen gets the second star there for the Stars, and Jack Hughes, the winner, 2 goals in the game. How did he not get the second star of the game? He gets your third star. Shots on goal for the Devils now. Remember what we talked about that first period. The first 10 minutes, very tight defensively, but then it was slop fest. 5. Then they turned it on in the second. 13-10, only 1 needed in the OT for a total of 29 stars. Remember what we said about that first period. 13 shots. Devils had a little issue there in that first period, coming out slow. 18 in the second, only 4 in the third, none in OT for a total of 35. Face-off percentage, we got dominated today. Jamie Benn and Tyler Sagan were just crushing people. 62% to 38. Dallas Stars had us in the old face-off circle. Devils were an 0-for. They got the bagel on the power play, 0 for 3. They weren't all full power play. Some of them were, shorter ones, because they were taking penalties at the same time. Dallas got that 1 PPG, so they were 1 for 4. Devils actually out-hit the Stars, 14-11, 24 blocks for the Devils, only 12 for the Stars, only 5 giveaways today. So like seeing the improvement there as well. Big OT victory for these New Jersey Hockey Devils moving into the All-Star break. They are now at 49 games played, 2 points back of the Carolina Hurricanes. They have 1 game in hand and 70 points, and we are 6 up on the Rangers, who also have 49 games played. We are 5 up in the regulation wins column, and we are 1 up on the Carolina Hurricanes in regulation wins. They only have 31. We have 32. The Rags got 27. So there you go, and don't look now, but the Capitals are creeping up. The Penguins are hanging around. Buffalo is really starting to kick into gear with Tage Thompson and everything. The Islanders are still hanging around. Florida is now above 500. So some teams are starting to make some changes over there. They're going to get a nice long break, and we're going to see how they come out. But what a way to go into this break for the Devils, beating the top team in the Western Conference, playing a crappy first period, and then going out there, regrouping, and coming out and playing your game in periods 2, 3, and OT for the victory. Want to know what you think about it? YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. Hit us up. Thank you for all the likes, follows, and subscribes. And right now, we are going to check in with the king of the football calls over here, who just gave us a dandy. Like Don Meredith, old dandy Don Meredith with, what's his name? Howard Cosell, who hated everybody. It was just pretty hysterical if you go back and listen to some of those things when he would just be like making fun of people. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, man. When he used to have Bob Uecker on with him, Uecker used to make him like crack up because what was the one thing he's like, the famous thing was like, do you even know what the word truculent means, Mr. Uecker? And he's like, yeah, I had a truck and I borrowed it to you. It's a truck I lent. Oh, man. But either way, want to know what you think about it, Devils fans? Hit us up. Let's talk about it, and let's hear from the king of the football calls himself, Sam Wu. Sam, I will say the one thing about that football call I was a little disappointed. No Giants Hutch helmet.
After that Eagles game,
okay, all right,
yeah,
okay, fair enough.
I just want to lay low a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Especially when John Marino is just about to come back.
Big
shout out to Martin Rosario. Super Chat says, in the Super Chat, it says, remind Stars fans this win is like how 2000 ended.
There we go.
With a smiley face and sunglasses.
Devil's Aces. We harpooned a star. You know Sam Wu loves harpooning anything and everything he possibly can.
Of course.
So thank you, Devil's Aces. That should just be the headline for everything. Anytime the Devils win, they should just harpoon the other team. That's it.
Yeah. Hughes harpoons Ottinger in overtime. Devils win.
Oh, we have all those H's too. That could be some good alliteration right there.
Yeah.
He sure harpoons. Hamilton harpoons. Hughes harpoons.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this game, Sam?
Well, the comeback kids, again, down 2-0 after what happened last night. You knew that the Devils were going to be still in it. You knew that you had to watch at least 60 minutes of hockey. This time around, 60 minutes and 20 seconds of great hockey. Vitek Vanacek, reason why he was the first star, Scotty, he stole this game with the help of Jack Hughes. He literally stole this game. The saves he was making, the saves that we've been longing for the last few years of a goaltender. Now, I will say this, and I'll say it again, and I'm going to beat a dead horse. Mackenzie Blackwood played a heck of a game yesterday, and it was a fresh, off the bench, not really off the bench, but fresh Vitek Vanacek goes in and closes the deal to take 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 games in this stretch, that 4-game stretch that dates back to Pittsburgh. When they came back from this West Coast swing, they beat Pittsburgh. They beat the Golden Knights. They were a goal behind the Predators, but just didn't have enough. Predators scored the empty netter, whatever. But come back the next night to beat the Dallas Stars, who, by the way, is a very, very, very good team. A very, very good team. And it's something to be proud of, to go on a high note into All-Star break, having Miles Wood, his goal drought streak broken, and also the night before, Sharon Govich finally scoring. So Lindy Ruff is in his contract year. We found out about that yesterday through Ryan Novozinski. Is pushing all the right buttons right now. And the Devils find themselves in a very competitive race to the top of the Eastern Conference. Of course, Boston is far ahead, but they're right behind the Carolina Hurricanes, who we all thought, the consensus thought, they would be number 1. You've got to be proud of where the New Jersey Devils are, and they've had their injuries, they've had their issues here and there, but they just don't go away. And that is a sign of potentially a good playoff team, because they just don't quit. And the relentless pressure that they put on Dallas. Dallas was making mistakes, but it took Vitek Vanacek to really put on a performance. He is the Devils' number 1 goaltender right now. Doesn't mean Mackenzie Blackwood would not play, but Mackenzie Blackwood actually complements Vanacek for the very reason they're 2 different styles of goaltending. And I think that kind of diverse tandem that you've got back there with Schmid and Dawes that have seen NHL playing time in case of an emergency situation, what a difference a year makes. I mean, we were talking about John Gillies, the Hamburglar, Shorts guy dressing,
Shorts guy, we were trying to get Shorts guy a start there in the National last year.
But,
Wedgwood.
Yeah. Wedgwood. Who else?
I can't even remember all of them. There was 6 of them, right? 6 or 7 different goalies that we used last year. I can't even remember all of them.
Yeah, maybe that should be a trivia question for February 25th. What 7, 8, 9 goaltenders did, and even we had an e-bug as well. We actually had an e-bug last season. Right now, I don't think we need the E-Bug at this point because we've got great goaltending. We've got great goaltending throughout. So
timely saves, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes a difference. Dougie Hamilton, defensively, he has some lapses. There were some shorthanded chances, but you're going to have to live and die with Dougie Hamilton because he definitely makes up with his offense, playing defense. His offensive game is very valuable. Damon Severson, I saw probably about 6 plays where the old Damon Severson would try to do too much and force the puck out of the zone.
Mm-hmm.
He 6 for 6. He did the right thing by flipping the puck up, making sure it's out of the zone, but not for an icing, and allowing his team to get a change, to get new fresh legs out on the ice. This is the Damon Severson I love seeing right now. And this is coming from somebody that wanted him gone a while ago.
This is exposed in the expansion draft. Yes, we remember.
But I think if Severson can keep at this, I suggest the Devils keep Severson for at least the playoff run. Because he's playing so well right now. He's not perfect, but he's playing so much better, and he's taking up a lot of ice time. And with John Marino coming back, this team is, again, starting to come together, by All-Star, and they should be very, very, very competitive once they come back to play against Vancouver, I think, on that Monday after All-Star.
So does Marino's return, though, make Severson expendable?
Can, but would a team who would want Severson? If you're talking about San Jose, do you see Severson? I mean, he's in a contract year. They're not renting. Could you pull Timo Meier with a Severson in that mix? I don't think, unless they're willing to flip Severson to somebody else. But I honestly think that Severson should be on this roster, for the rest of the way. I know his stock is high. I think Mackenzie Blackwood's stock is a little bit higher than what it was about a month ago. But you never know. You never know what will come of it. But right now, I was all about I told you that turnover against the Flyers, I thought he was done. We can't have any of this. He gets benched a couple games. He's come back. He's been almost perfect, living to his potential. And I think that should be commended because he's come a long way since that turnover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if there are suitors out there, then you think he could be expendable then with the return of John Marino?
He could be, but it's got to be at the right price. And just remember that article Pierre LeBrun in The Athletic. I don't know if you read that article, Scotty, but a couple things. In that article said that Tom Fitzgerald wants to have a salary cap culture where you're not overspending. You're thinking long-term as well as short-term. So there's got to be a balance there. Secondly, Tom Fitzgerald, I believe himself, said they're a year ahead of schedule for where they are right now. I don't think any of us could have really predicted where they would be. And Jack Hughes being a 50-50 player.
Yeah.
At this rate.
That changes the equation right there.
Yeah, and the Devils just played their, I believe, 49th game.
49th.
So they've got 32 games, and Jack Hughes has 33 goals.
33.
And 30-something assists. I don't think any of us could have predicted that. We would have been satisfied.
He's 16 away from a record, from a Devils record.
We would have been satisfied with 35 goals and maybe 45 assists. And actually Jack Hughes an 82-game season. We've never seen Jack Hughes actually play a full season yet. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we all know that. I think as long as this season continues the way it's going, I think Jack Hughes will definitely be in the consideration for the Hart Trophy at the end of the year. But is Vitek Vanacek maybe should be getting a little more notoriety for the old Vezina now that he's won these 9 games in a row, being really solid with a team that even its own GM says that they're ahead of schedule, and a lot of that is goaltending.
It all depends how he finishes the season, Scotty. It's a long season. He's doing very well right now. It also depends how much playing time he's going to get. Is he going to be burnt out? Goalies do burn out towards the end of the season. But with Mackenzie Blackwood and when Schmid filled in and, when Blackwood was out, Vitek plays well when he has some ample time to rest. And they're managing his playing time very, very well, the coaching staff. And having this tandem, I don't know, I had security issues with goaltending last season, just like everybody else, every Devils fan. Like, okay, he's playing great, but maybe next game he's going to get hurt. But right now it is a wonderful problem to have both Mackenzie Blackwood and Vanacek playing very well. Although Short Sky and I were having a little bit of a discussion in Game Day Live that why do the Devils play better in front of Vanacek over Blackwood? But then again, tonight was another example of, well, they didn't exactly play well in front of Vanacek at times. Vanacek bailed them out, literally bailed them out, not once, but probably about a dozen times with key saves. And did you see that sweet pass Robertson had and Pavelski just missed it? That
was deflection by Severson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, whatever he's doing, I think he's however he's been playing recently is definitely up his stock value if there is a trade to be made at some point. So thank you, Damon, for that.
Yeah.
We definitely do appreciate it. You never know. There might be somewhere. Isn't Damon from like Western Canada?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe one of the Western Canadian teams or Seattle Kraken or something like that may need some defensive help come down to the trade deadline. I don't know. If it's the right move, I could see Fitzy making it, because I don't know. I just don't feel confident in Damon coming back to this team next season.
Oh, I don't.
It's either Graves or Severson. It's one or the other. So I'm not sure.
Let's put it this way. You're always stockpiling D guys and some character players on trade deadline. You don't really stockpile superstars, right? So Damon Severson could be that rental without even giving up an asset at this point. That's the way I'm looking at him right now. The way he's playing.
Yeah.
I think
there's always teams looking for defense there come to trade deadline,
Yeah. But if it's at the right price with a Western Conference team where the Devils gain quite a bit, even if it's for draft picks or mostly draft picks, because I talked about that pipeline, that I'm okay with it. I'm definitely okay with it, because I don't want to see what happened in 2017-2018 season where we thought the Devils have arrived, and really that was just a fluke,
What if? That was the TH9 year, But what if the Devils do flip some of these veterans like that? Maybe they are able to get a stockpile of draft picks and use some of those draft picks in a trade for a certain Swiss winger who plays in San Jose.
Yeah. And that's, what? And if you're going to get Timo Meier out of San Jose, you're going to pay a lot. But could there be a three-way trade in the works?
Mm-hmm.
Where you team up with other other teams, and move certain players. That could work, but that starts to get complicated. But again, are the Devils desperate for Timo Meier? No. They're ahead of schedule.
They're ahead of schedule.
You could always wait for free agency.
Which will be just another year.
Yeah. So
this is his last year of restricted, so next year he's going to be UFA. Do you think? Yeah, that's another thing too. Right? Yeah, this is his last year.
He's got qualifying. I think he's got a qualifying offer, $10 million for next.
Yes, for this year. But then after next season, I believe he's a UFA.
Yeah, after next season, yes.
Yeah. So, perhaps you wait on Timo. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there's other ways, too, to acquire some assets that can be used in a trade, because we know there's a lot of people on this team that we would not want to give up. And as fans, we talked about this last time. As fans, we'd love to see it because he's a big, sexy, winger over there. He's got the 30-plus goals, blah, 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 all the stats, works well with Nico. But on the other side of it, put your GM hat on. Does this break the chemistry of this team that's been playing ahead of schedule? We don't want to ruin that either. Yeah. So Tommy's got to be very, very careful with it, because, sometimes it's very easy to jump on some of those things, and it could be a huge mistake. Yeah. Do I think it would be that way? No, not really. But, hey, you never know. I'm a Mets fan, and I remember the worst team that money can buy. So, you never know how some of these things could possibly turn
back. Remember hard balls back? Hard balls back.
Hey, Michael Grabner, okay? Oh, yeah, we'll make a trade with the Rangers. Yeah, we'll get Grabner. It'll be great. Third line, bring a lot of goals. Didn't score once on the Devils, Sam Wu. Didn't score once after he came to this team. Ugh. UGH. That's how I would describe that. Ugh. So we have seen these moves, where they don't work out. So I think Fitzy is going to be very careful. He's going to play it, close to the vest. We know that's what he likes to do. But I definitely think that he's out there eyeballing, and we know that there's been San Jose scouts at the Devils games. We know it's been vice versa. We know he fits in very well with Mr. Nico Hischier. So there's a lot of just, it makes sense, out there. But team chemistry is very, very important. And you don't want to sacrifice some of these prospects in the pipeline, for someone you're not even 100% sure. Are you sure that he's going to sign long term? It's his right. He earned his free agency to go out there and get the biggest offer from whatever team, wants to pay him. You never know, as someone in sports, the next game, it's an unfortunate thing, but you could have a career-ending injury or an injury that significantly, impairs you to where you're not the same player anymore. Look at, the things that happened. They were obviously freak accidents, but look at, what was his name? Was it Brian Bedard? Or yeah. Berard? Brian Berard? Yeah. Colin White as well. Yep. Puck to the face. We've seen so many guys take a puck to the face every now and then. That's why we were so scared. What was it, last year when Nico took that puck to the face, because his shield went right into his eye, and it's like, oh boy, no. That's not good.
Yep.
So as a player, it's your right to go out there when you are a UFA and try to get the most amount of money. Some players, it's more important to win a bunch of cups, but that's their livelihood. And Timo has built quite a resume.
Yes.
So that's something to keep in the back of your mind as well.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens. Right now, Devils aren't playing like they really need that much help, With Palat coming back, with Marino coming back. Those are two nice little pickups right there who have been gone for quite some time. Bastian helps solidifying that fourth line. It's made a world of difference having them down there at that fourth line.
Yeah.
Instead of juggling McLeod and Wood around trying to find a good spot for them, they belong in that fourth line, and that's where they can really take advantage of things. And let's hope that this is a start again for Miles Wood to start maybe putting in some goals, putting some points on the score sheets. Because, man, did he look so just not Miles Wood-like for about 2 months. Tatar maybe. There you go, Insane. You never know. He's going to have, he's going to have value. Especially for a team that's looking for some secondary scoring and some leadership. Going into a playoff run or something like that. I mean, it's what we kind of need. But, he's also a UFA at the end of the season as well. And we talked about it, how Tatar has that like big bro, little bro kind of vibe going on with this team. Is he someone that they do offer a contract to in the offseason? I'm not sure.
I would keep Tatar. I would keep Tatar for the very reason that Nemitz is in the organization, and it's a Slovakian thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Maybe a wise move. Maybe a wise move. We shall see, but you know what is real exciting, Samu? Where the Devils sit right now after this, just a little bit into the second half of the season here, at the All-Star break. I don't think any one of us had them at this point. I said that I think they'll be battling for one of the wild card positions. They are what, 10? How many points up are they on the wild card position? The Caps have what, 58? The Devils are 8 points up. 10 points up.
10 points up.
10 points up on the wild card position. I didn't think it was going to be that. I thought they'd be sitting 40. More like where Buffalo is.
Plus
26-19.
Plus 40 differential.
Yeah. Plus 40 goal differential.
Now,
are they only I think the Stars, the Stars are also at a plus 40. But other than that, and that's who we beat tonight, by the way. Other than that, the only other team better with goal differential is the friggin' Boston Bruins are at an unreal plus 82 right now. But the Devils and the Stars are tied for second in goal differential at plus 40.
Yep. The other...
I'll take it. Sign me up. Because this seems like a team that's built to just getting better and better and better each year as these guys are entering their prime. And, oh, by the way, there's another pipeline of prospects right behind them as well. That Tommy, he's a smart guy using that noodle.
I forgot who said it. I think it was Ted1775, I believe, said it.
Old Teddy.
Saying that, the last few, probably the last 5 games, the Devils have been winning in overtime, the 3-on-3, but you don't have the 3-on-3 in the playoffs in overtime. You know what? I'm okay with that. That's a fair point.
What was it? I'm sorry.
Are you laughing at the Columbus has a minus 61?
Yeah, I was laughing at the old Johnny Hockey there. Columbus Blue Jackets with a minus 61. Yeah, the Ducks aren't very good either. They're at minus 81. But, big things happening over there at the Blue Jackets signing Johnny Hockey.
Yeah. Well, I think we dodged a bullet right there.
We definitely wouldn't be talking about Timo Meier if we signed Johnny Hockey in the offseason because that money would be gone. But I'm sorry. So what did Ted say here?
He said, 3-on-3 hockey, and the Devils have won quite a few overtime games in the last 6 games, and you don't have that 3-on-3 in the playoffs. And I think that's a fair point, but at the same time, anything can happen in the playoffs in overtime, 5-on-5. So it could go either way.
Yeah.
But look, you need to be good enough to be tied to get into overtime. So it's not like, I think the Devils, again, I don't think offense is a problem. I think depth is a problem. So that bottom six needs to be shored up, and then maybe add another D guy, a stopper, because injuries do happen in the playoffs. You need to have a well-rounded roster. You can't just be putting Utica players in an emergency situation.
I got to look. Well, I mean, some of these guys are ready. They're also ready. Don't forget about that. By the way, Devils are second in the league in regulation wins, only to Boston with 38. I was looking for 5-on-5 goals. I don't think the Devils are really are not like, because their power play percentage isn't the greatest. So if they do play 5-on-5, it's not like some sort of crazy disadvantage to them.
Yeah.
They score a lot of even strength goals.
Yep.
So even if they do go to OT in the playoffs, I think with their legs and their speed and their stamina, it's still favoring the Devils.
Agreed.
But good observation there, Ted. I like what you're thinking. You're looking ahead. You're thinking playoffs? Playoffs? I'm talking playoffs? Yeah, we're talking playoffs. You're right, Devils Aces. With Johnny, no Palat, no Marino.
Should we do predictions?
Yeah, no, Ted, you did good there. I think it's a fair question and a good observation to look into.
I've been thinking about
because 3-on-3 definitely favors the Devils.
I would be worried
with the open ice and the speed.
I would be more worried if the Devils' 2 points were coming from shootout. I would be much more concerned. But the 3-on-3, that's fine. I'm okay with it.
I'm all about what McDavid said, like just make it a 10-minute 3-on-3 period. Like someone will score in that 10 minutes, and just get rid of the damn shootouts. Like, I don't know. I think every fan is kind of like sick of the shootouts. It was fun in the Olympics that one year where TJ Oshie did like 18 shootouts in a row because the rules are different over there. But I mean, like, I don't know. At this level, it can be exciting, but I don't know. I'd rather them just play 3-on-3 hockey. I think that's more exciting, to tell you the truth. The opportunities that arise from there. So, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're just pure highlight reel stuff, every time.
Pure skill.
It is. Skill. It really is. There's so much open ice there. It's a lot of fun to watch. It really is. Love the 3-on-3. All right. Yeah, Bill, exactly. Maybe an 8-minute if you don't want to do 10. Yeah, do an 8-minute, like I think someone will eventually score in that time frame.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you want to keep the shootout, if you really don't want to have the ties and stuff like that, you can. But I think if you expand the OT, you'll definitely see a lot less of the shootouts. But either way, we should get to some you versus woo right now because we've been going on for quite some time here on Old Devils After Dark. Hey, why not? It's the All-Star break, and the Devils just scored a big OT victory with their All-Star, Jack Hughes. But this is brought to you by our good friend Dave Singer and his VictoryBucks.app goodness on the old YouTube live page. Thanks again, Dave Singer, and everyone who's ever given us a super chat. And for all the likes, follows, and subscribes, we truly, truly do appreciate it. Sam Wu, we had a special fill-in earlier this evening on Game Day Live. The E-Bug, or should have been an E-Bug last year, Shorts Guy was filling in for Vinny Parisi. So what was Shorts Guy's score prediction for this game?
5-4 Devils.
5-4 Devils. Okay, well, fortunately, Shorts Guy gets the L. And now, the question we've all been waiting for. The answer to what was the king of the football calls Sam Woo's score prediction?
5-3 Devils.
5-3 Devils. Ooh. So looks like Sam's point streak here is coming to a close, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you want to hear Vinny's score?
Oh, did Vinny put in a score prediction as well?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
40-0.
40
Devils. He forgot to send me. I told him, if you don't send me your prediction, I'm going to put down 40-0. He's like, no, I'll send it to you. He didn't send it to me. But you know who did get it right? Do you know who did get it right? Bill Agnew. Bill Agnew.
Go Bill. All right.
YouTube Live said 3-2 Devils.
Very nice.
Yep.
Good job, Bill.
Yeah, our resident statistician who pays attention on this podcast, Mrs. Wu, caught that, and it's right here. It's right on.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Good job, Bill.
Yep.
See, Ramona gets the OTL. She had 4-2, so she had the stars right.
All right.
JP had a 4-3. Max, you get the you get the OTL as well. He went a 4-2. All right. Selecta had a 5-4. Okay. We're getting better. That's all right, Bill. We won't tell anyone you didn't say OT. Don't worry.
You didn't have to say OT.
Our secret.
It's about the score at the end of the game.
That's a parlay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a parlay.
Yeah.
You could, but if you did say OT, man, that would have been some big woo bucks in your pocket over there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
This gambling machine pays out in woo bucks.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
Yes.
Yes. They only have currency somewhere in the
Bahamas?
South Pacific.
Bahamas.
An
FTX,
island that has no banks.
FTX.
Yeah, it has no banks, no internet, no sort of connections or anything like that. So, yeah. But congratulations to everyone who got the OTL today. Not bad, not bad. All right, so at least the whole team, we're still on a point streak over here. It'll be a bad day when no one gets a point. At least we got some people getting points. So Sam Wu will try again when the Devils come back from the All-Star break, which is right now. And then they come back on Monday. Wow, man, it's all week. Monday, February the 6th. Sam Wu, what are we going to do next week? What is this?
All Wu reports.
Whole week off?
All Wu reports. Look, if we could do 9.5 months of no Devils hockey during the heart of the pandemic, we could do 9.5 days of waiting.
But now I'm so spoiled, Sam Wu. I want the games on. I got to wait 9 days?
Ugh.
9 days?
Oh. When's the Super Bowl?
At least we get the Super Bowl and stuff. Well, I'm still spoiled. Oh, I guess that's why they're waiting until after the Super Bowl is done. Okay, all right. I guess that's a smart move. Damn it. Who do they play first? Vancouver on that Monday. Home in New Jersey, and then the Kraken come to town. Okay,
Yep.
2 home games after these road. And I think the Devils actually have another road trip right after that, don't they?
Yes, they
Bump,
do.
bump, bump. Yes, they do. Minnesota, Johnny Hockey in Columbus, St. Louis, and then Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So once again, Devils going to be back out on the road after those 2 home games with Vancouver and Seattle. So be on the lookout for that. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. We're going to have the big show coming up over the weekend on Sunday. We'll still get Woo reports galore for this week. Hockey on Tap. State of the Fan address with Nick Villano from Pucks and Pitchforks. So there'll still be plenty of Devils content for you to ingest during this All-Star break. But I want to thank everybody on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. Thank you for chiming in, for playing along with our score predictions, for all the super chats, for all the likes, for all the follows. We truly, truly do appreciate it. We are getting so close to 500,000 downloads, and we're going to have a massive party on the 25th over at American Whiskey. Cannot wait for that. It's going to be exciting times outside the Rock. And I believe that's the game that they're celebrating the 03 championship team too, right?
That's correct.
So maybe, just maybe, there might be some special guests coming over to the bar pre-game and post-game.
Yep.
Sam just like shot his head up there like, don't say anything. I'm not. This is a tease, Sam Wu. It's a tease, all right? Maybe there might be some guests. Maybe there might be some guests from the 03 team that show up at American Whiskey.
Oh.
Can't say one way or another.
Ooh.
Can't say one way or another.
It could happen.
Could happen.
Scotty. Could happen.
It could happen. Will you be there? That's the real question. February 25th, 03 celebration.
Oleg
500K celebration.
We got to get Oleg Tavernowski.
Get Big Jim McKenzie. Saw him on the intermission report talking about having a cup of coffee with someone from the team. Or was it Oleg or was it Sergey Brylin or something like that? He said he had a cup of coffee. And Matt Loughlin's like, a cup of coffee, right, yeah. Oh, how times have changed. Yeah. Maybe it was a coffee, maybe an Irish coffee spiked with Baileys and whiskey or something like that. But we'll see. February 25th, American Whiskey. Get your ass on down there. We're going to party and have a good time.
Yep.
500,000 downloads and 2003 Stanley Cup Championship team celebration, Festivus, whatever you want to call it. It's happening. And you're a big part of that, Devils fan. So make sure you get down and enjoy the time.
Yeah. Also, those on the YouTube Live and Facebook Live, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let's Go Devils on YouTube, like our Facebook page or follow us on Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast and on Twitter at Let's Go Devils Pod. Also, Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe to our podcasts. We're getting rave reviews, 5 stars. Every bit helps. We're trying to get to 100 reviews, positive reviews. And thank you for just all your kindness, telling all the haters, hey, you can hate, but we're going to love this podcast, and we're just doing everything we can to be positive, and the fan base coming together, and hope to see everybody on the 25th of February.
I love our community that we've built, in our chats and our live chats, every post game here, every pregame, every podcast we do. You guys are a huge part of it. I mean, as soon as I'm done with my recap, that's the first thing I do is I open up that chat and I just start looking. While I'm, of course, listening intently to every word that Sam Wu is saying. Because I, unlike him, am his biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan. 6 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM. Liquid Metal.
Yeah, what time is that show on? You got a show over there, right? What do you do?
I'll get it on. I'll get it on demand.
Shorts guy's just like, that's not the time at all, Sam.
You know what? I think I got your show mixed up with Brewer's old show on Raw Dog years ago. I think his started at 4.
Well, I think the worst thing was I didn't even notice it. It was Shorts guy that actually noticed that you said the wrong time. Oh, man. But thank you, everyone. Please come down and celebrate. You're a huge part of that. Like I said, you're a huge part of the 03 team celebration. If you were there, I know I was at a couple of the games there for the Cup Finals. I know Beer Baron was as well. Sam Wu, Shorts guy. We were all there at the old Continental. Yep. And we're all part of this podcast over here. Like I said, I love the community that we have built together here organically. We didn't go out there and buy a bunch of likes or any crap like that. We just said, let's just do it on our own and let's just see how it goes. That's how this whole thing started.
Yep.
Was let's see how it goes.
Devils fans
so
at a
couple dudes at a bar, hanging out, talking some trash, having some good time. talking about the team just like we always do.
Busted on Beer Baron. And
Busted on Beer Baron. Just like normal. Just like we're sitting at the bar having a drink.
Nikki doing all the work. Busted on Beer Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. I can tell you about it.
Now I can see him.
I know all the stories.
No, watch him be watching right now. He's going to be like, hey, guys.
That's what happens when you're in a band with a guy for years and years and years.
So Supernova 68 wanted to ask Scotty, what show is it on Sirius?
Oh, my show is called the Corridor of Covers on Liquid Metal. So you can hear it every Thursday at 6 p.m. and then it replays a bunch of times. It's on the app, it's on demand, and everything like that.
On demand.
We just celebrated. It was episode number 420. So we did a nice little stoner metal, sludge metal, doom metal celebration of it being my 420th episode. But I also do fill in. I've been on the channel for years and years. So I used to do Monday through Friday, but then I got some other gigs and it just kind of came a little too much. So cover song show is something we used to do every Friday. We used to have Cover Song Friday, and then we just kind of turned it into something fun weekly when I stopped doing Monday through Friday. So I thank my buddy Jose for letting me curate and do everything all on my own and pick out all the music and have a good time with it. But I always, same thing, I'm always looking for feedback. Got any good metal cover songs that you haven't heard before on the show? Feel free to, you can tag it, hashtag Corridor of Covers on the socials. So it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully you hear some bands that you know, probably like a Motorhead Ace of Spades cover. You probably know every word to that song, but maybe it's a band that you've never heard of doing the cover. So, and vice versa, you know, maybe it's someone who's just coming into the metal scene who knows who this young band is, but doesn't know who that Lemmy and Motorhead band is. What? Learn your history. Know your roots. Who's Pantera? Well, you're about to find out. So, but we have a good time.
About 20 years ago that Dimebag passed away? Is about almost 20 years. It's almost 20 years.
Almost, yeah. Wow. It's getting close.
Time flies.
December the 8th. Same day as John Lennon. Yeah. Both of them by fans. It's a sad story. I don't want to get into sadness. Want to think about the pink beard. Just rocking some Pantera riffs. Oh, that guitar tone. It's one thing I like about When the Stars Score is that Pantera goal song comes on, and there is nobody can top that. Having Pantera write your goal song. And you all know the old the story about when the Dallas Stars got so hammered after they won the Cup at the old house there down in Texas. And the Stanley Cup got dented because someone threw it off the roof and it missed the pool and everything like that. Oh, man. There are some crazy, crazy stories with the Abbott brothers there partying with the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
Doing some black toots. Don't get me started talking about metal because now I'm not going to shut up. We got to wrap this podcast up, Sam Woo.
Let me hit the music. I have to find it first.
Oh, boy.
Terrible.
You would think after this many episodes, he would just have it saved in one location. No, Sam likes to guess. He likes to live on the edge. His middle name is Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Or Danger. Sam Danger Woo.
Thanking all those tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for the Woo Report. And then
All-Star Edition.
Yes, All-Star Edition. Also, Sunday podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. Till next time, let's go Devils.